You're watching the Hail Yeah podcast presented by Garage Bar Sports. Time to walk through the Big 12 games this weekend. We've had one Big 12 game so far this season. Last weekend's game between TCU and Houston, in which TCU waxed the field with the Cougars. This week, we have a really intriguing array of games. All but Houston and TCU will be playing their first Big 12 competition of the year. So, Jerry, let's walk through them and give everyone our picks. First game up, OU at Cincinnati in Nippert Stadium, noon Eastern. OU favored by 14 points in that one.
Dylan Gabriel having a big year to start off, and that Cincinnati Snake Pit's going to be ready. But I'm going to take Oklahoma, but I don't think they cover the 14. That's just too many points on the road in a hostile environment.
Totally agree with you. I think OU's been playing well against a lesser competition so far this season. Cincinnati coming off of a rough loss and may have been looking ahead a little bit to this OU game coming out off of their win against Pitt last weekend. Mm-hmm. I think Cincinnati's crowd is going to be absolutely insane, and I look for them to keep it relatively close with the Sooners, with OU pulling out a slight victory by less than a touchdown. Next game, Jarrett, SMU. This is a non-Big 12 match, non-conference matchup with SMU at TCU in Fort Worth. The Horned Frogs favored by 6.5. I'll remind folks, TCU ended earlier this summer, announced that they were ending that series with SMU. They wanted to soften up their non-conference schedule, I guess. It's a big Dallas-Fort Worth metro area rivalry. That's going to end. SMU people weren't too pleased by that. And then, of course, you had SMU buying their way into the ACC earlier this year. So this is a matchup of two teams that have been talked about quite a bit. What do you think is going to happen in this one, which is going to occur at 11 a.m. local time?
Yeah, so TCU only loss this season was kind of a fluky loss to begin the year against Coach Prime. So give me the Horned Frogs to cover the 6.5 home game against the Mustangs.
On the same page again, Jared. I think TCU is a better team than they showed so far this year. I think they're going to come out and do well against SMU and win by more than 9.5. Next game, BYU at Kansas in Lawrence. KU favored by 9.5 over the BYU Cougars, who just came off of a big road win at an SEC opponent last weekend in Arkansas. That game's going to be held at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 local. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, Kansas coming off a road win at Nevada. I like them to win this game. The booth, it's going to be fired up again. Kansas, seemingly, we just follow every week now due to the excitement around their program, and that continues this week. I'll say they win by a touchdown.
I agree with you. I think Kansas wins the game by less than 9.5. BYU's not going to be intimidated at all. They played a really tough independent schedule where they matched up against Power 5 teams all over the country. They just played at a packed house in Arkansas last week and managed to win the game. So I think they're going to play well, but I think ultimately KU and Jalen Daniels will pull it out at home, but BYU will cover the spread. Next game, Kansas State OK State. OK State at Iowa. OK State's program is reeling, being shut out at home by South Alabama last week. Iowa State being quarterbacked by the son of famed tight end, West Virginia tight end Anthony Becht, and a great NFL player at the tight end position for many years. Iowa State favored by 3.5. What do you think is going to happen in that one, Jarrett?
I'll say Rocco gets the win in a close game to win by 3 in Ames to just barely not cover.
I think Iowa State wins, and I think they'll cover the spread in this one. Oklahoma State is bad this year, and I think Iowa State's going to be itching for a win. Give me Iowa State by 10-plus points in Ames. Next game, a non-conference game between Sam Houston and Houston. The Fighting Dana Holgersons at home, favored by 12, 7 Eastern kick.
Simply put, might not be too many people in the stands for this one, and I'll take Houston covers the 12.
I agree, Jarrett. I think Houston's going to win that one by more than 12. Sam Houston is a good FCS level program, but I think Houston's going to pull things together against lower competition and blow them out. Texas at Baylor. Texas, most people would say, is playing the best in the Big 12 right now, favored by 14.5 on the road in Waco, 7:30 Eastern start.
Big number. Baylor played with the Utes. This team, it's not the Utes. So give me the Longhorns big time in McLean Stadium in Waco.
Agree. Baylor's just not that good this year. Texas, I think, wins by more than 14.5. UCF at K-State. K-State favored by 3.5 at home. UCF's first Big 12 game and first Big 12 road game, 8 p.m. Eastern kick.
Backup quarterback on the road in Manhattan. I don't like that. So give me Kansas State. I think they cover the spread as well.
Give me K-State by 14. And finally, Texas Tech at West Virginia. Tech favored by 6.
Yep, give me the Red Raiders. I mean, again, I don't like doing this, but it's been the thorn in your side. So you got to prove it to me before I'm back on the train.
Gonna have to disagree with you, Jared. I think the weather's going to keep West Virginia in the game. It's going to slow Tech's offense. I think West Virginia is going to not only cover but win the game by 3 points. Give me West Virginia by 3 on Saturday. We'll see what happens.